Sup people, it's Multiplier here, and today I'm listening to demos that you sent in after I put a message out on the old Facebook. So yeah, to give you an idea of how many demos I got like all of these. A good 60 something demos in total. I started listening to one or two of them, but then my computer died because I ran out of battery. So I plugged it in. That's a lie. What actually happened is I started listening and then I knocked something over. So that's actually what happened. Anyway, so we're going to start at the beginning again, just so everyone's track gets listened to. Granted, given how many tracks I've got sent in here, these videos are going to have to get broken up into sections. And yeah, just like when I'm normally listening to tracks anyway, I won't be able to listen to all of every track. Just because, yeah, don't have time. Yeah. This kind of will hopefully give you an idea of how many demos like one of the big labels gets. If me, who's comparatively small, just puts out a message and gets sent this many, imagine what it's like for a big label. So yeah, just a bit of heads up there. A bit behind the scenes action as well. So yeah, we should hopefully this will work as well from a technological point of view, because Soundflower was being whack earlier and I had to go through 64 channels instead of 2. So hopefully it all works, and if it doesn't work, well, you probably won't see the video anyway, or I'll put it out anyway, and because I won't have proof listen to it, and it'll be whack, and then people will moan at me in the comments, and then I realise I made a mistake. So let's get straight into listening. So what I'll do, I'll break it up into 10-15 minute chunks that I was going to time on my phone, but I decided fuck that. I'll break it up in the editing. Actually, I won't break it up in the editing. I'll time it on my phone and then, yeah, whatever. Cool, start. Right, let's start listening. So, Andrew Curley. I pretend I haven't heard this before, but yeah, let's listen to it again, because now it's recording properly. So it's from Nerdface, a Foxy Panda remix. Let's listen. Sounds like Flux Pavilion ran into a calculator. That's the best way I can use to describe this track. Anyway, it's got one or two little cool ideas. It's got some nice sort of, I like the sort of arcadey sort of vibe. I suppose that kind of goes with the Haunted Arcade title. Definitely some weird stuff was going on with the dynamics of the sounds in this first little section. A weird sample you got given with, or some weird compression or limiting was going on to make it weird, but yeah, a little bit kind of messy there. Definitely doesn't sound too refined. And I'd say whenever you're making this kind of tear out bro steppy sort of stuff, you really got to make sure your production is insanely high. Otherwise it's just not going to stand out and people aren't really going to get overly stoked on it. I mean, this sort of sound here, like 3 or 4 years ago, would have been sick, but now we've heard it a million times and the production standards just gotten really high. So yeah, gotta up the production standard if you're making this kind of tunage. Right, cool. And let's listen to another, which I pretend I haven't heard before. So Erdem der something or other. Cool. Let's give it a listen and pretend I haven't heard it. Right, play. Some nice little vocally action. Liking the vocalies. Sounds a little out of key. Maybe it's my ears. I like this bit. Complex drawing. That kind of complex drawing bit didn't get me overly excited, just because again the production standards got to be really high, because there's a lot of insane producers out there making that kind of music, e.g. Madian. But yeah, some 1 or 2 cool little noises. I like the little vocally thing in the beginning. I like this sort of section here. just because it's original sounding. I'd rather have like a 6-minute song of that sort of theme, just not really even being a dance floor track, just that sort of vibe the whole way through would be much more interesting to me. But yeah, again, just you got to kind of, for that main drop section, that's kind of the running theme I tend to run into with demos is there'll be a cool idea and then someone will try and do a drop that sounds like a drop they've heard before, and it'll really just not live up to the expectations you have, just because they set a nice bar with the intro. So yeah, got to get that drop super exciting and super amazing. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Got to work on. Also, the bass was a little bit unfocused in the beginning, so really tighten that up, get that a bit more focused. So yeah, cool. Let's listen to another that again, I'll pretend I haven't heard before, but when I fucked up recording the first time, I did actually listen to. This is from Giorgio. It's his first original. I say got to chuckle over effects on those synths. Fill it out a bit. Quite like the melody, that kind of main synth that goes like brow, brow, brow. You've got to chuck loads of delays and reverb on that just to kind of fill out the space. It sounds a little bit empty right now. But yeah, for first original, it was better than my first original, I think. Yeah, to keep working on that production, all that kind of fancy production stuff will come over time. So yeah, keep focusing on the musical elements, and then the production eventually gets better and better. Yeah, cool. Not too bad, not too bad. And let's listen to Jack Hype Music. I haven't actually heard this one yet, even though it says I've read this email. That was when my computer went mental / I knocked something over. I'll blame the computer always. It's the default response. Not really pop EDM, but feedback would be cool. Let's do it. I liked her, that's my feedback. And her too. Pretty cool. I like it, I like it. Very cool. Like the break as well. Really, really cool, man. Stoked on that. I'd say, yeah, main bit of advice would be get that intro up to, get that first minute more exciting so that, like, if I hadn't to skip through, I might have just turned the whole track off. So, yeah, really, really, like, it's kind of the reverse to normal. Normally, the people's first bit of the song is cool and then it just gets a bit shit. This has a really cool drop bit. But, yeah, the intro's not bad, but not super exciting. I'd say maybe bring some of the bridge elements that sound a bit nicer into the intro, or just make it a bit more, I don't know, a bit better. As far as the intro goes, just to get me a bit more interested and excited, and then when it drops, awesomeness. So yeah, cool track though. I'm liking it. A nice use of the old MJ, Michael Jackson samplage action, and I do rather like the album artwork as well. Always a good sign. Cool. Let's listen to the next one, which I haven't heard before. Rex, I don't really have a demo set up because my computer is currently messed up. I have a few songs on my YouTube channel, and that is Rex Nate. Cool. Can't find that. There's too much clicking. I might come back to it later. Now one from Callum. What a lot of description with this, so we'll see what happens here. Let's do some clicking and press play. cool. I've got to say 2 bits of main advice. In fact, 3. Let's go for 3 bits of advice. Choose better samples to begin with. Stuff like the kicks just weren't really hitting where they should be hitting. And the synths, which say samples, presets, same kind of idea. Choose better presets. Just because the sounds don't sound that interesting. I mean, they sound like a kick and they sound like a synth, but not overly exciting. They just sound a bit standard. So yeah, I'd say choose better samples just to make it a bit more exciting, a bit more interesting. Feels a little bit empty in places in terms of how many elements are in the mix. Like, so you got to have effects in there. At least I think so anyway. Just have more going on, especially if you don't have the most original sounds. Now, if you don't have the most original sounds, you can kind of make up for it by having loads of elements that make it more interesting just because there are more elements. But if you don't have many elements in the mix, which you have in a lot of sections of here, you got to make sure that each one of those elements is super exciting by themselves. That's what I say about trap as well. Like, if you're making trap where there's not many elements in the mix, you got to make sure each element is awesome. Otherwise, you're not really taking advantage of all the freedom you have to make anything in the world. So yeah, I'd say work on that. And yeah, third bit of advice would be, yeah, just kind of work on making the song itself a bit more unique, I suppose. But yeah, cool. So it's not too bad. Keep on keeping on. One from Rain Jackson. Or Subliminal Stimuli, something like that. Let's do a click. This one's cool. Oh, so yeah, Subliminal Stimuli Remix. It's had a lot of plays. Oh, don't do that. It's nice so far. That's really cool. I'm listening again. I like it. Serious gating. Gaterific. Yeah, man. Cool ting. Some nice original sort of stuff in there as well. Really cool. I'll tell you the bit that kind of threw me off at the beginning, kind of will put me off, I suppose, is when this bass sort of came in around this sort of section here. Right here. It just didn't sound as good as the rest of the track, basically. Like, you can definitely make some cool bass sounds, or at least you know of some cool bass sounds you used. So yeah, I'd say definitely don't just chuck some bass in there because you feel like it, or because you think you should. Or do chuck them in there if you feel like it, but don't feel like you should have some bass in there. Just because the bass is really cool, kind of once it starts, the actual track drops. But the bass in that little section, just a bit muddy, a bit horrible, didn't really add much to the track. But there's some cool, nice kind of atmospheric stuff and cinematic sort of vibe things. Around that sort of messy bass. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, cool thing. Yeah, dynamics, you could do a little bit of work with, I guess, stuff like just that it hits you a bit harder on the drop, take away some of the some of the bass right before the drop, instead of having the sub really maxed out leading up to the drop, just so it kind of has some room to hit you when it finally drops, so that drop actually sounds a bit heavier. So a little bit of advice there, but otherwise, yeah, cool stuff. Nice to hear some original sounding dubstep wobbles for a change. It's quite rare nowadays. Cool. Let's listen to another ting, one more, and then we'll probably cut this video and then do another. Part of DJ duo BTD. Let's just click play. Let's hear it in the SoundCloud Zippy Share player. Probably going to be 128k stream, probably, but it'll be alright. I like it. This is good so far. Let's hope it stays good. It is staying good. This is good. It's good so far. Releasable so far as well. We'll see what happens though. Yeah, that's fucking cool. I like it. Only bit of feedback would be if you just have those, by the looks of the waveform, it may not be mastered, but yeah, we can sort that out. Just have those, have some kicks that actually hit you on the drop, and let's fucking release that shit. Yeah, hit me up. In fact, I'm gonna email you back now. Boom. But yeah, let's cut the video. Email this dude back being like, yo, let's get the kicks hitting and we can release this if it's available. That is. But yeah, cool. Let's cut this video here and I'll listen to loads more in another video coming up right about now. Where's the fucking pause button? Stop button gone. There you go. Stop.